Hello guys, how are you today? We are outside finally. We're not in the greenhouse because I don't have my shade netting and I don't know when it's going to be in, and it'll probably be a couple weeks for that. I'm going to be gone, so we decided that we're just going to put them out where we had them last year from right now until I get back. But that's fine with me. I know they'll be okay up here, and I'd rather be comfortable while I'm gone and not be worried about them. So let's just get started on our June update video. And as you can see, the Odontocitium Tiger Crow Golden Girl is still blooming away. I'm sorry about the traffic. There's usually never traffic on my road, but some reason today everybody's taking the long way around, but that's okay. Next we have the Miltassia, and she is maturing this beautiful growth right here, and I'm happy for her. So that'll be really nice once that matures. If you can see here, we have a new bud opening on my Masdevallia Redwing. And we also have another spike back there, and plenty of growth maturing. So that's wonderful. Right here is a phal that I repotted a couple days ago because it needed to be repotted. The other media was not doing too well. I didn't like that media for some reason. Back there is my mystery orchid, but is doing beautifully. Right here is my Oncidium Twinkle, and still maturing 2 growths. And now there's a tractor doing something to the field beside us. So that's that. Right here is my Tampenthus var alba. And like I said, I think this is going to do a lot better, especially outside and in the greenhouse. I don't think it really likes it in my house. I try to keep it as humid as possible, but I think it really likes to be a lot more humid than what I can provide. Now my air conditioning is turning on. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm just going to try to talk a little louder. Right here is my Dendrobium microchip, and it is maturing new growth, so I'm happy with that. Behind there is my Bulbophyllum, and it's maturing its 2 new growths. In front of it is my Sarcochilus, and it just keeps on blooming. Right here is my Brassia, and it is maturing its 2 growths and doing wonderful. And I know you all will be excited about this as well. I looked inside the leaf today of my rustic spots, and we have about 4 or 5 buds in its leaf axil right there, so that's great. In this sheath there's a shadow starting down there at the bottom of my Cattleya log, and I'm really excited about that. I can't wait for it to bloom. Like I told you all before, I'm going to get my mom, if they bloom, I'm going to get my mom to make a video of it for you all so you all can see it. Right here, as you all know, is my Psychopsis. It has had this bloom, and it's starting to fade, you can see, but it had another bloom, and it's a lot smaller since this one was so big and was still blooming, and then it matured a bud already and shot out that bloom, which I'm really surprised about, but that's alright. It's doing well. Right here is my Leptodes bicolor, and it has some new root growth on it, so I'm really happy about that. Hopefully it'll have new growth soon. Right there is my SLC Jababon, and it's maturing to gross. This is just doing its thing. VLC Solar Flare, Paradise, doing well. Down here is my Dendrobium spectabile, still trying to survive for me. I'm happy with it. I'm glad it's still alive. I might pick up, if I find a healthier one, I might pick up another one, because this one just is struggling. I'll keep it, see if it lives, but it's just slowly dying, I think. Right beside it is my Phalaenopsis japonica, or Sideria japonica, and I'm really happy because this new leaf right here is still maturing, and it's already bigger than all the other leaves, so I'm really happy with that. My Dendrobium aggregatum, or Lindinii now, it's finally putting out some roots, I saw. So that's great. Hopefully it'll make it. And then, of course, my bigger version of the Brassivola nodosa. Right behind it here is, I haven't yet to put a tag on here, and I'm kind of ashamed, but it's my hold on. Why am I always forgetting the names? My maculata bulbs. Pleone maculata, sorry. Just came to me. But they are growing really nicely. Right here is a cool growing orchid, and it's the Leparis, and I'm keeping it in the shade, and also there's a fan, and it constantly has air movement. I put here, that's the cat box. They climb up here and get in to everything, so we have a cat box for them. But that's doing well. Right here is my Oncidium gower-ramsay with this new growth right here, doing really well. And I repotted it, and it has all these new roots. As the people on Facebook are saying, root porn. So I have lots of root porn with this guy. It's doing really well. I showed you all this last time, and I thought it was slowly dying, but we have new sign of new growth here, and then two here. So I think it was the change in environment that gave it a really big shock and just kind of killed itself, but now it's coming back alive, so I'm really happy with that. On the other side is my no ID Phalaenopsis, my white Phalaenopsis, doing really well, shooting out that spike. Here's another update on my Zygopedalium, and I think we're going to have a nice bloom display. I can't wait to see that. And then up there's the bee. Are my two Paphiopedaliums. Right here is my Yamadara Redland Sunset, maturing to gross, and hopefully we'll get some sheaths on them. By the time I get back, hopefully they'll be open and have some sheaths on them, so maybe we can see some blooms this year. Down below is my blue Cattleya, and it's just growing. This right here is my Brassivola glossia, or Rhyncholalia glossia, just shooting out some roots. My Brassivola little stars right here, I'm happy to say, is finally starting to grow pretty well. The new growths are as big as the old growth, so that's great. And then down below, I'm being a little more careful with these, so they're on the lowest shelf, but they still get plenty of light. My SVO Cattleyas, they're the blue ones as well, and this one has this growth right here, and then over here is the new growth right there. So it's doing really well. They're both doing really well, and I think they're gonna start doing a lot better once they're outside for a while. Right beside them is my Oncidium equitans, or now called Tolomnia, but we have no idea what type of Tolomnia. But it's that pink one that was blooming, and it is maturing new growths. And I'm going to swing you around. There's the fan that I have for out here. It's off right now, so we can hear a little better. There's a new growth maturing on my Kingianum. It's just starting, I should say. There's one of my Catasetums that are slowly starting. I gotta repot that to where it's laying on its side. Sorry, that tractor again. Then this Catasetum that I thought was dying actually shot out a new growth. So hopefully the growth will mature by the time the pseudobulb dies. Right here is my beautiful Prostechia cochleata, and it's just doing amazing, flowering like crazy. I'm really proud of it. We're gonna go under here. I rigged up this shade netting thing for right now. This shade netting isn't very strong, that's why I'm not putting it over my greenhouse, because I know my orchids would burn. But this is a little shadier area, plus it gets a little bit of full sun, so I wanted to make sure it had plenty of coverage. But that's why that's there. Here is my Maxillaria tenifolia with its beautiful bloom right there, and doing quite nicely. We're gonna crawl under here. Here's one of my Catasetum Tin Dragons Wicket by Tin Dragons SVO, and it has a spike. So we'll see if this matures. My other one had spikes on it, and the spikes dried up. And I always set spikes on my Catasetums, but then they end up dying anyway. So I have no idea if it's gonna survive or not. Hopefully it does. And there's my Vanda Sanderiana, and it's doing quite well. And then lastly is my Fraglarkia After Dark SVO Black Pearl, maturing its growth, and it's doing quite nicely. It's bigger than last year's growth, so I'm proud of that. I can't take full but it's growing really nicely. Sorry guys, I was getting distracted. I'm happy with it. But that's all for today. I threw out a couple of orchids. I found out that they were virus. I did a virus test, and I've always been iffy with a couple of them, and it turns out they were virused. I contacted the people that gave them to me, so they know if they have any, they can throw theirs away and get rid of them, because I didn't want any of my other orchids to get virus just because I wanted them in my collection, because they're virused, and that's really bad for orchid growers. So they're gone. We did a little bit of early summer cleaning. That's what I'm going to call it. But I leave the end of the week to go down to Florida. So if I don't make another video, I'll make a video once I'm down there, and we'll do a little update on my grandmother's orchids, and then we'll have a haul video from Moats Orchids, because I'm going down there to see the Moats family, and maybe I'll get some video for you all, so you all can see a little more of behind the scenes of Moats. We'll see if Bart Moats lets me. I'm really stoked about that. I'm really excited. It's going to be a great time, and I just can't wait. Alright guys, well, I hope you have a lovely week, and be safe and happy growing. Alright guys, talk to you next time. Bye.